most masculine man. And to me, that person is a coward. A man, like if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for it. Like if you're a friend of everybody, you're a friend of nobody. To me, that's the coward. I was raised to standing up and pointing out when people are doing some bullshit. And you can call it messy, you can call it whatever the fuck you want, but where I live, that's actually the most masculine man. The man that says, "You see this shit over here? Nobody's going to say nothing. You guys all going to be quiet and let this motherfucker ride and do this shit." But for whatever reason, people kind of it is a performative masculinity. Oh, this man doesn't raise his voice. But so the fuck if I do sometimes, right? Oh, this man don't fight people. So what if I actually have to fight you because you did something so dirty that I have to do something to defend my people? And it gets lost in me that we ask for gardeners that are literally cosplaying a little bit when they're at the end of the day with the sword and shit and they have it on the wall and all that. But when it comes time to actually people doing what they need to do, which is a lot of times an uncomfortable job because you're going to lose friends, you are going to lose business, you are going to lose family, you are going to lose a lot of shit. Instead of looking to those men, we are looking to the men that we called messy, to the men that we called argumentative, to the men that we called aggressive, because once again, these are the men that are going to be able to defend you. My biggest misconception, my biggest problem with this is men and women. The things that you love on a man, one day you are going to hate them. If your man is aggressive, he can use it to defend you, and he might use it to cause some damage to you. Is a possibility. If you want a man that has a bunch of money, you might like the provision, but you're not going to like the fact that now that he has a bunch of money, probably there's other woman that is going to look at him. And when I look at this situation, the part that just I don't like is why do we want the benefits of actually having a masculine man around when we don't have none of the obligations? And that's to me is the biggest problem. If I need to deal with my dad and I find him masculine, there's a bunch of things that are going to go his way because respectfully, that's what I ask for. Like when the dad says to the kid, "You're not going to that under my roof." Protection, direction, a bunch of things come a lot of times with responsibility. And for what I understand, even when the men that are more meek, even the men that are more, oh, it's a partnership and my woman can lead and all that, those women still want protection. Those women still want the jacket when it's cold. Those women still wanting to walk on the side of the road if they're outside. Those women still want them to pay for dates. Everything good about masculinity they required, and the other things they put it outside of the plate. Just for Tyrion to get it. This guy, this Mackie dude, people were focusing on the kiss on the Black Mirror. In my opinion, and like I said this on the beginning of the show, it's weird because we don't see it. This doesn't make the man any less masculine. Respectfully, I'm sorry. This is what we're talking about, the performative shit. People get distracted by the cosplay of how he looks instead of actually what it is, right? Donald Trump, in my opinion, is an asshole. I believe that people attribute a person is an asshole, so he's masculine. A person is not an asshole, so he's not masculine. If you look at the concept of the show where he actually did the show where he kissed the guy by the end, in my opinion, there's a brilliant concept. This is going to be the concept in 20 years, 30 years. This shit is going to be the Black Mirror series, especially this episode, is going to be like them. We kind of saw this coming. We kind of understood that this shit is coming. These people kind of prophesized what's going on. And instead of people focusing on the juice of the situation, because it takes courage to actually do what he did on that series, especially on the Black community, is a lot. Like he knew that he was going to get backlash. You need to be extremely courageous to actually do that shit. People see it as a weakness. and
I just
I don't understand it. I
I
truly don't.
disagree, Fatty. I disagree.
Go ahead. You can,
So I agree
go
with you
ahead.
on the first part. I agree with you about
Yes.
masculinity. Masculinity is masculinity.
Hmm.
It could be bad masculinity. It could be good masculinity. But
Yes.
the things even we pride ourselves on being a man are things you shouldn't do. That can cause negative impacts. That can
Hmm.
promote things that you don't want to promote to the community. So if I'm a man that's taking on those roles, and I know that
Hmm.
people revere me and see me in high regards, and then I promote other men to do it, I believe that that shows a way masculinity can be used. It doesn't make him not masculine, but he's promoting something to the community that he's saying in another way not to do. He's saying don't emasculate men. He's saying don't attack masculinity, but then in another hand, he's playing in a role where he's pushing LGBT behaviors. That's
You
not
are wrong.
how am I wrong?
Can a man make you? Can an actor make you gay?
Who you no. Someone can't make
Can an
you.
actor make you feminine? Can an actor make you like you go ahead and you see a movie and then the next day you are all like, oh, like
Yes.
Yes,
can
it can influence. It can
Yes.
influence you.
so
Yes,
an actor can make you gay?
we
If
talked about this
or no,
before.
not gay,
If
no,
you
but
see
being
the
a
programming
flamboyant,
No,
more
all the
no, okay.
flamboyant.
time,
Oh,
yeah.
hold on. Let's do this. If I dress like wear a dress around my son and I act
Huh?
flamboyant and feminine, will it promote that to him as well
It's
too? Will
your
he
son.
imitate it? No,
No,
I'm
it's your
asking.
son.
No, Fatty, I'm
No, no,
asking.
no. Listen.
No, no,
If
no,
you
no.
do,
Hold no.
I'm
Let's
answering. I'm
answer that
answering.
question first.
I'm going to answer it.
I'm gonna go
It
somewhere
will
else.
make it. It will make it more susceptible towards your son because your son is see the dad, he admires
Okay,
you, and you're like, oh, okay.
okay.
But if Vin Diesel wears a dress, Dolly's not going to wear a
It
dress.
would promote.
Because
So
Vin
if
Diesel is a
LeBron,
dress.
if
You see
LeBron
it
James,
enough.
if
If you
LeBron
see it enough,
James, if LeBron James started painting his fingernails, they will
Mhm.
be men that'll be like, "Hey man, that's suspect." But it would
Yep.
influence other men and generations of men to start putting.
Is not
It,
the same.
I,
It's not the same. It's not the
I
same
would like to
thing.
ask a question. I'm just curious.
It's
It
not the
doesn't need to
same
be.
thing.
how?
He's not the same thing. He's seen a
Let me
person.
let me just ask a quick
One
question.
second, Damien. I got you, Damien. I promise I got you.
What makes a man then?
I watched the whole Fast and Furious motherfucking franchise from 1 to 10. I
Okay.
never left that motherfucking movie theater. Ain't nobody did it. It's entertainment. So I will get it that is going to be a small percentage of people that are going to be influenced by it and say Dennis Rodman wears a dress, so probably it's okay for me to wear a dress.
Mhm.
But I don't think that people's sexuality, people kissing each other, and all that will make people do that shit because I can guarantee you that everybody on the panel will say, if you are an heterosexual, nothing that you see on media is going to make you gay or is going
Mhm.
to make you be curious about kissing other men or
Okay.
sitting on other men's laps and all
So
that.
so
So it's on the
so
performative
how
level.
how are there so many now black people that we people would say mimic white tea people? Like
Hmm?
there's people mimicking each other. How does someone from different cultures be able to mimic each other and sound just like if an Asian man comes over here and they're completely westernized, how do you even have that impact on people by being influenced by people for generations and generations? Not even have to be generations, just over time. I could change my ideas can change completely when I start
Hmm?
seeing a different type of black man, a different type of any man. You are influenced by what you see day in and day out. So if I look up to this guy, for instance, the Spider Man kid did a role just
Yes.
like that. He let a man come up behind him and act like that he did insert it in. Then he
Hmm.
he, he went down on somebody. That if a kid is watching Spider-Man and following Spider-Man and you're following his trajectory, and then you go to a film and then that pulls up, what is that promoting to children? So if we're gonna
That's
if we're
not the
gonna
kid
no
series.
no no what I'm saying is that if we're gonna pinpoint
That's not
mass,
a kid. That's not a kid thing.
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Even
Pat.
Black
Hold
Mirror
on,
is
Patty.
a over
This is what I'm
18 thing. It's
this is
not
what
for
I'm saying.
kids.
Let's be consistent. If we're talking about panderers, if we're talking about simps, if we're talking about what the lion him men do, then where does the masculinity stop to where a man is influencing it, promoting LGBT behaviors? That's all. That's
Well,
I
all.
got
again,
but actually, let me ask this
adultery is
question real quick.
blinded.
Can
Adultery
can 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 a
influence
can a gay
is
man be
blinded.
masculine?
there was
Yes,
the
we,
question
we
that I
admitted.
was
We
going
already
to
said
say.
yes. We already we
Can a
already
gay man be masculine?
it's
Sure,
yes.
yes.
We already conceded to
Okay,
that.
So
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 what I'm saying is
promoting, let's just say use your premise. If we're promoting homosexuality,
yes.
he's not promoting a lack of masculinity.
Who?
Even
No,
if
no,
he was
no.
doing that, even if he has a role where he kisses a man and you say, oh my God, it's meant to, what you go,
It's
that doesn't go into what we're talking about. If he can still be masculine and be a homosexual and be
yes.
masculine, there's then somebody promoting, say even
I
though we're
agree.
promoting homosexual is not promoting
It's
men
promoting.
being
I
unmasculine.
agree. It promoting how you can misuse your masculinity. I don't like how people weaponize the feminine and masculine talk. If a woman raises her voice, they'll say she's being masculine. If a man raises his voice, they'll say he's being feminine. So if you're feminine and a woman is weaponizing her femininity in the wrong way, that you're misusing it. Same thing as a man. If I'm supposed to promote righteousness, order, and man, woman, and child, and I'm doing something that goes away from it, I'm misusing my masculinity. If I'm asking people to tell the truth, if I'm asking people to conduct themselves in a way where we're purposeful and intentional and making people better around us, I shouldn't promote my son. My son should never be able to see his father being addressed and kissing another man. He should never see that. And I'm misusing my masculinity when he sees that, because he should be kissing a woman.
What about his mother?
What about his mother? She should be conducting herself. She shouldn't misuse her femininity and her womanhood.
This is what
I agree. Okay, Fabi, hold on. You asked that question. We talk about the women who be twerking in front of their kids. We talk about the woman who continuously challenging masculinity. She's misusing her femininity. So when we do come to these, hold on, Fatty, when we do come on these panels and we're asking women to operate in order and then to conduct themselves in a manner where man and woman should be able to come together right in righteousness, then we should be able to hold a man to the fire as well too. Even if a woman who's chasing a woman and trying to engage in lesbian relationships, and we're looking at the data, what happened in lesbian relationships, we should promote righteousness and order.
So I'm talking about the double standard that them is pointing out, and actually the hypocrisy. A man can be gay and be masculine, but he shouldn't do gay things, meaning kissing a man or sleeping with another man, because he's a bad example. Right? The good example is a gay couple adopted a kid that was abandoned by an heterosexual couple. To me, is the definition of masculinity. Two men taking that kid that is not from them and actually bring him to this world and raise them, when that motherfucker could stay on the foster care system, and the atrocities that occur when these kids are let on this house. To me, is the epitome of masculinity.
But I disagree.
So, but that's the point.
I disagree.
How is that a disagreement? So how can a man be masculine? How can a man be... Go ahead.
Only way I can adopt a kid, let's say it's just heterosexuals. The only way I can adopt a kid if there's a society that's dysfunctional, and I have to hope that the society is operating in dysfunction in order for me to be able to adopt a kid. If I am engaging in LGBT behaviors, it has to be consistent. If
society will ever be dysfunctional, there will always be kids on foster care.
If you want man, Fatty, did you? And I don't want to do the exception to the rule either.
But no, it's fine. It's fine. We can
talk. You see what those two LGBT two men did with their children that they adopted?
Absolutely, and they are monsters.
I don't want to use that.
There's heterosexual couples that do that too all the time.
I don't want to use that. Hold on, I don't want to use that to the exception of the rule.
So you shouldn't mention it.
I should mention it because it's
you shouldn't because there's an exception. There's not the rule,
but it's the extremity of what can happen. I should. Hold on, Patty, let me just finish my argument. You got it. If man and man want to be together and women want to be together, just like we say women want the power of a man, the privilege of a woman, and accountability of children. If you can't do that in nature, then you shouldn't be able to adopt a kid, because you never have that responsibility operate in that sense. If you want to have a child, you have to promote man and woman, because everybody came in this world with a mother and father. If you deviate from that, and you know what else? Even LGBT parents should promote straight their man and woman being with other men and women, unless that is hey man, this is what this kid does. This is what you chose to do. It's a choice, and we can be accepting of someone's choices, but that's not what we should be promoting. Even the LGBT parents would tell you they don't promote that.
But there's the point. This is we disagree. Two men kissing each other on the TV is not promotion. I'm sorry. No, it's not promotion, because if two men are fighting in a bar with glasses or with bottles broken, they're not promoting fighting. It's just entertainment. Nobody says Tyranny. I promise I got you. Nobody says John Wick is promoting if you kill his dog. Fuck everybody in the planet. I don't care if he's in Italy, he's in Rome. If somebody fucks your dog, you need to do what John Wick is doing and fuck everybody. Like, nobody's saying that.
They did say that back in the 90s with video games.
So who is doing that now?
Video games, they're like, oh, this is promoting violence because these video games. Yeah,
but that's not the point. GTA is not promoting gang violence. People were doing gang violence before GTA. It's not somebody that was saying, I'm a citizen of society. Play
But
GTA for
Patty,
one day,
we have seen
man.
the rates go up. We have seen that now there are more gay kids. Now there's an explosion of T people. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if you can say it on here. The T
But how
people.
don't you know
At
that these people were in the
15 years
closet
ago,
before,
that
Kelly?
population
Exactly.
was minute. And
Kelly, how don't you know that? How don't you know that? How do
they
you
were
know that
always
these
that
people
way.
were in a
But now they're
closet
being more
for like?
accepted.
No, but that's the point. Out like as we know, for example, in Rome, this was socially accepted, and you know what happened? Everybody was outside of the closet doing some things to each other. So how don't we? How do we know that we went from Rome? So people kind of close themselves in the closet, but they always feel this way. And now all of a sudden, when society is more okay with this, now more people coming out in mass, especially
Because there's
women.
no religion in society. Back when Rome, when everybody was doing that, and I'm not
Mhm.
trying to, there was no religion. They were worshiping false gods. Then we got religion. Where are we at right now? There is no religion, and we see back to debauchery, back to Sodom and Gomorrah, because there's no religion. There's no, or we don't have to go religion. Social standards of ethics that is
But
gone because
but
it's
even with the social standards and ethics, and this is what I'm talking about, a lot of those priests, for example, was doing a bunch of shit to those kids, and we never say religion is. We don't
excuse
say.
me.
Listen, here,
I'll
let me.
say faith. I'll say faith. I shouldn't have said
But
religion.
Kelly, that's my
Faith.
point, right?
Faith.
This is known all around the world. The pastor is one of the most dangerous persons that you actually can ever on their family.
You don't have
He
to go
will
to
fuck.
church to
He
have
will
faith.
fuck your wife, and you'll fuck your
You don't
wife. And
you
if
don't
you
have
were
to go
gonna,
to
he
church to have
probably
faith.
will. You see what I'm saying? He will. The pastor has a history of when your wife cries on his shoulder, he tries to put something on her, and like the history with the kids and all that shit. I could never come in and say the church or the faith is promoting LGBT or is promoting adultery and promoting
But
pedophilia, right? I'll
it's
never
saying
say that.
Faith, though.
it's
You
saying
are
it's
correct.
an
There
option.
are a
That's
lot of Satan of synagogues, false churches. You are correct on that.
right. And
That's why I meant faith, believing
it's
in a higher power.
So
it's
you
saying
don't.
it's
Hold on real
an
quick.
option. Hold on, wait, no, wait, let me get
No,
in.
I was telling.
Let me get it.
That's
Let
what
me get it. Let me get
I
in.
was
Let
saying
me
for
get
you to
it.
get in, Tyranny. That's what I was
Yeah,
doing.
let me get in right. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's saying it's an option. That's the problem. It's saying that masculinity equals kissing another man. That it's an option. That's the problem. So it might not be saying, yeah, if you kill a cat, John Wick kills a cat, that's what we're promoting. No, but it's saying killing cats is an option. That's the issue. Okay. Now, I don't want my son looking because I seen a grown man today, 54, with his nails painted black. Listen, that's not an option.
Is
But
he
when
a
you
good
go
man?
around saying I'm a masculine man and I got my nails painted, this is what masculinity looks
Did he
like.
take care of his kids?
I don't know what he did.
Yeah, hey,
I
Tyrion,
don't know what he
you know what's,
did.
hey, Tyrion, you know what's fucked up? What if it was my son or my daughter that was bored and they decided to paint my nails because they were playing with
That
me,
was his
and then I
excuse.
went outside?
That's
I'm
Hey,
his
still
Fat.
taking
excuse.
care of my
Okay.
kids. I'm
He
still
said
taking care of my business.
I
How
got.
is
Hey,
that not
Fatty.
gonna be masculine?
I
he
fatty.
said
I think
his
I got.
wife painted his nails, but it's not an option. That's the problem. We're putting things in people's faces to make them think that things are an option,
Normal.
and
That
that's
is
how you
normal.
allow
Hey,
sin to be
hey,
erode more
hey,
into your
fatty,
life.
fatty.
Hold on, I
Is
want to say this.
normal, is
Hold on,
natural.
hold on. Let me. I feel like people equate masculinity to aggressiveness,
Mhm.
aggression. Masculinity is not being tough and taking out the trash and saying, "Woman, listen to me." That's not
Mhm.
masculinity. Masculinity is knowing when to be quiet. Masculinity is knowing when to stand up, when to stand tall, when to back down, knowing what your role is as an XY chromosome. That's what masculinity is. It's not punching a woman in the face. It's exactly what Tio said. That's what masculinity is. I feel like a lot of people are saying the more aggressive you are as an XY chromosome, that's what makes you a masculine man. And that's why a lot of these boys are in jail because they are comparing masculinity to being thugs and hoodlums and aggressive young men. That's
So fatty. This is
Hmm.
where I'm catching something what you saying, right? You saying when people are being aggressive in film and demonstrating violence, right? That's a form of entertainment, correct?
Yes, I want
Right.
that to be a standard. I
So
want that
so
to be
let me ask you this: is a
hmm,
man and woman and child being together, is that entertainment?
a man and woman and child. Yes,
Being
there's a
together?
bunch of there's a bunch
No,
of
no,
stories where
no, no,
this
no,
happily
no.
after after.
I'm not talking about the story. Is a straight couple just being straight? Is that entertaining?
Yes, most of
No, no,
stories in the
no, Fatty,
history.
I'm not asking. No, I'm not asking you the
Yes.
story. No, 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 Fatty, listen to what I'm asking you again.
Oh
Is
no,
the
real life, in real life.
no, is the fact that someone is straight, is that entertaining? Just the fact that we're
No,
straight.
and
So
being
when you
gay is
bring
not
up,
entertaining
so
too.
when then that's the checkmate. In Black Mirrors, they were just talking about how they can engage in a sexual manner on a video game. The LGBT part has nothing to do with entertainment.
That was
What
not
is
the
it?
point of the
No,
show.
no. I'm asking that. What the point of the show, Fatty? That
Mhm.
was that's what made me stop watching the show. Certain things, you know,
That
how
was
I
not the
am.
point. You
No, no. Let me finish.
what did you got from that
Let
episode?
me finish. It was showing how people can connect with intimacy on AI. But why couldn't he have connected with a woman? Showing a woman with him connecting like that way in a woman. What was the what is the part of
Because
the
it
LGBT?
deliver
No,
because it delivers the point better.
let me finish. Let me finish. Oh no,
Let me
no,
actually
no,
tell
no,
the.
no. Let me finish. Well,
Uh-huh.
that's all I'm going to ask you. What about seeing something gay is entertaining?
It was not about entertaining. It was about to actually explain to you. Like, let me actually give a synopsis to the people that are watching. Right,
Okay.
the Black Mirror episode was like this: two people met each other on a game. Right,
Mm-hmm.
they develop feelings for each
Men, say
other.
men, man,
They
fatty
yeah, they're
men.
two men. There's two men. They
Okay.
develop feelings for each other
Mhm.
on the game, and
Okay.
they would have sex with each other. One of the guys were married. They will get sex with each other. All of that, right?
Mhm.
And by the end of the show, they meet together and they're kind of confused. They're like, is the feelings that we feel all during the show, the sex actually made us together? They give a "Mwah," and they're like, oh, like they don't feel nothing. So
Can, can
literally,
I
it was
can I give the synopsis because you're missing some key parts?
go ahead. You can go ahead and do
Okay,
it.
there were two characters. Both characters was black. Both
Mhm.
characters were heterosexual men, and they were
In their
already friends.
relationships.
Then
Yes.
Yes,
they played the game together. One character, like you said, was a woman. The other one was a guy. And while
yes,
they were playing, then they would have sex in the game. Then,
yes.
like you said, then after that, they thought maybe that they were gay, and then they realized, oh, we're not really gay. We just like to have sex in the video game, and everybody went, and it was very normalized, like, oh,
Mhm.
this is
It was a
okay
it was a
because they
fighting. It
just did
wasn't
it
even
in the game.
Kelly. It wasn't even an
Yeah,
intimacy
one of
game.
them
It was
was
a
a female
fighting.
in the game.
It was it was a
Yeah, I said
fighting
one of those
game. It
female.
was a fighting game. It had
Yes,
nothing to do with intimacy. It had nothing to do with being straight. It had nothing to do with being gay. So why put that in the scene, Fatty? If you
because
saying
that's
entertaining, what
what
is entertaining about it?
because this is like, for example, if you follow anime, this is one of the biggest actually selling series in the industry is the isekai, or the sword art online. Basically, you put the person in a chamber and the person goes to sleep, wake up on the new world, and they are literally having adventures of their world. They have families, they go outside, they kill people and all that shit. This is the future of gaming. People are going to put you on a hyperbaric chamber. They're going to close that shit, and you are going to live 1,000 years in a dream while you probably was one day there. You're going to meet people. We're doing this already with
But it's
YouTube and all
messing
that
with your
shit.
mental.
What I'm
It's
saying is
messing
what
with
I'm
your
saying is
mental.
that, like, and this is what people a lot of times say, right? Oh, we have a connection. Oh, we had a connection. It's not about the sexual thing. It's about the connection. We connect to each other. That supposed woman and that supposed man had a tremendous connection inside of the game. But when you pull everything out and they meet each other and they are not sexually attracted to each other because they are two men and they are two heterosexual men, now he actually shows and proves to the point that even though you have all these feelings, you have all these emotions on something that is not real, when it comes to real life, you can go against your DNA, you can go against your chemistry in your brain, you can be attracted to shit that you usually are not. That was the point of the conversation.
So
That was
you're
the point
saying,
of the
hold on.
show.
So Fatty, honestly, do you think that was more about being entertaining, or was it more about making people see that LGBT can be more acceptable? Honestly,
Absolutely. You
no,
know
I'm not.
why?
No, I'm asking. Was it more about
You asked
entertainment,
me the question.
or was it more about
You asked
making
me
it
the question.
acceptable?
You asked
Okay,
me the question.
okay.
Ali, think about it, right?
Mhm.
Think truly about it. If it was about uh, pushing the LGBT community,
Mhm.
why wouldn't the episode end with they kissing each other and actually liking each other?
To not
About
make
it.
it,
Because
they didn't
that
want to
If
make
you
because
one
that's the
second, if
gag.
you was
Because
and
that's
Ali,
the
I think you're
gag.
freezing a little bit. I don't know if it's you or me. If the goal was to push the gay agenda, why wouldn't the two guys kiss each other in the end of the show? And instead of being like, oh my God, yeah, we don't like each other, why wouldn't they and say, oh, you are the love of my life. I'm going to separate from my wife and be with you. That's
to,
like,
to
why?
make it
What's the logic on that?
to not make it too obvious, and for men who are heterosexual to be open to it. That's what it's
Nope.
about.
Exactly.
Nope.
Hey, Fatty.
Exactly.
They are
Cap,
promote Fatty. There's a new, I
cap.
don't know what the new term, hey Fatty, I don't know what the term is, but they say where men can be heterosexual and still deal with GAY men on the side, but you could still be a heterosexual
That's
man.
what we do with women. Women fuck other woman for 10 years and then they marry a man and they're not bisexual anymore. We are
But
not
men
doing this
haven't,
shit with men.
but men haven't accepted that. But
God
that's what I'm, so there's a
damn.
No,
double
men
standard.
accepted that. Absolutely.
No. Hold on. Hey, Fatty, is it acceptable by society right now for men to be beat by men with heterosexual
No,
women? And
absolutely
men?
not.
It's
No,
not
it's not.
accepted. So it's slowly trying to be making it more acceptable to where men can be in a heterosexual relationship and be open to the concept of
But
engaging in LGBTBA.
but
There's
that's
men.
the
Hey, Fatty, hold on, Fatty. You're
Hmm.
saying that, but that men are really called out about living double lives and being on the down low. That's what the down low brother is in double life. That's what that show was about. So if that is in their mentality and subconscious, is demonstrating, hey man, you may feel this way, and maybe these guys will help you be more open with your sexuality. It's promoting to be more open with your sexuality
No,
and
that makes no
promoting to
sense.
engage. It is, Fatty.
No,
So why put it? So
So
okay,
why
so
do we
Fatty,
see it all the
so
time?
what is it
Why
about
do we
no,
then?
no,
see it
no,
all
no,
the
no,
time?
no. Okay, so 20 years ago, Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears got into the stage with Madonna and French kissed them in front of billions of people. You guys remember that shit, right? All of them three dressed in white and all that shit. Anybody said, "Oh, they are promoting homosexuality"? Like most of the
Yes,
people,
yes. Us mothers with daughters
most
did.
of the people, especially men,
It's
would say, "I
men.
want to be on the middle of it."
But if you
They
have
don't
a
even care.
daughter, if you have a daughter, that was unacceptable, and I didn't want my daughter watching that and thinking it's okay to kiss another woman.
It's not about you, it's about most
traditional,
people.
It's about my
traditional, and you're
kids.
right. Hey, Fatty, but Fatty, there was a
And
time.
it's not pushing the
It's,
Hey,
it's,
LGBT
Fatty,
it's,
community.
it's,
Fatty, you have old
You know
school
what's funny?
parents.
Give me just one
Oh,
second. I'm going to
Fatty.
drop and I'm going to leave and come back because I think we have so much comments that you guys are free and I can see your face go. But I'm hearing y'all. Give me
Old
just 20
school,
seconds.
when you talk to our parents, when you talk to their parents, there were things you could never put on TV. And when they started putting those things on TV, people got more comfortable with doing it in real life. Women showing their behinds and breasts wasn't acceptable like that back then. And even people getting out the church to make, do you realize like Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, they got pushback by the society by bringing the element of church into R&B. They got pushback for that. A lot of people back then didn't want people to do these things, but as society started going that direction and the system wanted to sexualize people, remember we were saying sex sells. Now it's the perversion of it. Now you got to go all the way. You got to go to the LGBT of it. So if we're saying they already try to pervert people with
What changed?
heterosexuality, they're still pushing it. They're
No,
trying to put.
but there's a point. What changed? Now you have Sukiana and Sexy Red. Before you had Madonna and Cher and all those hoes.
It's this.
What changed?
I'm not. No,
Like what changed?
it's still pushing disorder, Fatty. It's promoting more disorder. It's promoting more identity crisis. It's pushing more of not being a man and a woman. It's pushing men to go now. Hey, man, you do whatever you want to do too. Don't be about the community. Don't operate in righteousness. Don't keep fighting with these women for them to get to do the right. Fatty.
There's your
Fatty,
feelings.
hold on, Fatty. We can't
You
say
don't
the
join
talking
them.
point. We can't say the talking point that women are supporting LGBT men, that women are supporting TRAN men, but they won't support heterosexual men, and then emasculate men and go, little boys go, dang, I don't get attention and love and support for being a man. Let me start acting flamboyant too. Let me start acting prissy too. Do you realize that the extremely flamboyant men don't even act like women? They act like something completely different because they can't be a woman, so they have to be extra to get attention as young boys.
But stop there.
I'm about to give it back. I'm done. If a man can't get attention and value for being a man, there's a lot of men that starting to act like women to get attention and to be valued. That's what's happening, whether we address it or not.
And that's why you are being you are not being concise with your idea. Being gay is not the same thing as being flamboyant. Them asked that shit a couple of minutes ago. Can a man be gay and be masculine? And we kind of said yes. Everybody kind of agreed, said yes. We're not talking about flamboyant men. I will give you that. Society is making flamboyant men more common.
They're
right?
still masculine. They're still masculine.
That's no.
Still
A flamboyant man is feminine.
He's
It's not masculine.
He's still a man.
A flamboyant man is feminine. It's not masculine.
No, he can't be
No,
feminine.
he's more feminine than masculine.
We're not doing
a
that.
flamboyant.
Hey, Fatty, hold on, Fatty. Remember we say that women love hearing lies? that brothers
Yes.
would want to say the truth and sisters say, tell me the truth and I'll choose. It promotes a multitude of men to lie because the truth isn't working. So if we're saying that men can change their trajectory and stop standing on manhood and start lying to have marriage with women, to have relationships with women, to have access to women, because the truth
Yes.
then a man, if he sees that he doesn't get value and attention for demonstrating masculinity and being a man, he's going to start acting flamboyant and feminine. That's what we're talking about, the emasculation of fatty. We talk about men who will sit in their household and let their woman rule them and will do everything that their woman wants to do. That's a new version of a man. That's not a man. You get what I'm saying? He's a man.
So, no. Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
No, but that's the thing. One thing is suppress your masculinity. Another thing, you become feminine. There's two different things. There's two completely different things. One thing is suppressing. One thing, for example, let me give you an example, right? We have these women that are Priscillas, right? They are a cosplay of what a man is. He's a man from AliExpress. He kind of looks like a man, talks like a man, moves like a man, but at the end of the day, he's a woman, right? I will tell you that these people are pushing this agenda. If there was unproportionate number of media when it comes to the percentage, let's imagine that being gay is like 5%, and in every 100 movies, 40% were homosexual, what are actually catering to the minority instead of the minority. Can you tell me 5 pieces of art that you consumed on the not consumed, but did you know about on the last 5 years where main characters, big people and all that were doing some gay shit? I give you one, Gladiator, the last one.
The last
but
one was
that's
crazy. The whole movie was
but Ali is kind of in the story, is mimicking real life. That's what these motherfuckers were doing. It's true. Like we talk about the Romans. The Romans were doing that shit. So are you going to do? Go ahead.
There's a large disproportion of T people that we see in the media that we don't see in real life because they are pushing that. And I'm gonna give you an example. D Wade's child. Okay.
Yes.
D Wade's child. I saw D Wade's child every single friggin' Michelle Obama did a sit-down interview talking and said, "Oh, you're such an inspiration." This person put a dress on. They didn't go go overseas and I don't know, help sick children. All this person did was put a dress on. Why am I seeing this person? If this is supposed to be normal, why am I seeing this person everywhere just because he put a dress on?
Because he's D-Way's son. Because he's D-Way's son. And you see, this is why I'm telling
but
that
D-Way
you
has
are
other
wrong.
children that we never see.
But there's the point. This is why I'm telling that you are wrong. Think about it. D-Wade and Magic Johnson. You have two people that are on that side. Tell me another basketball player in thousands that has kids like this.
No, that's not. You're conflating two things.
Yeah.
Hey, Fatty, what did I tell you about the other day? I'm stopping to watch movies and watch old movies. All the movies are female-led characters. They keep pushing, promoting. So I'm not going to say masculine. I'm not going to say masculine because
there's the minority.
No, let me finish. No, Fatty, it's not the minority. All these
it's the minority.
How are you saying it's
the Woman King, Captain Marvel? That's the minority. No, you guys are lying now. It's the minority.
I can run it down. Star Wars. The lead characters, Star Wars. It's
Marvel.
Marvel.
Who is the lead character in Marvel?
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Everything
Captain,
right now.
What's her name? Marvel. Captain Marvel. All the movies with the women.
You see?
I don't know.
This is feelings. This is feelings. This is not facts.
No, it's not. Hey, Fatty.
No. This is feelings. This is not facts. So Iron Man, Hulk, Black, all the heroes. You have two movies about women. Oh, look at them, lady with her. No, it's let me actually one second.
Disney.
One second. Let me regain. One second. Let me actually regain a little bit because we're going.
Let me just ask the question, just to align on what you guys are saying.
Let me clear it up. Just get it too passionate. Let's calm down, just because it's actually good conversation. Okay, I like this. So I just want to say this. I'm going to say this, and then Damien, you got it. Okay, I'll say this. If no, Ali, think about it. What's the population of women in the planet? 50%, right?
Exactly. You still in my mind.
The population of women is 50%, right? If these women are underrepresented, because if we actually were doing by percentage of population, So there's 50% of men and 50% of women. Women should be leads, or they should be the main focus of the movie 50% of the time, because they're 50% of the population.
Not in a male role.
Hold on. Hey,
Not in a
Fatty.
male
Hold on.
role.
Watch.
Not
Hold
in
on,
a male
Fatty.
role.
I'm
This
gonna see
is
if Fatty genuine.
superhero.
Hey,
This
Fatty.
shouldn't be
If we had the choice,
made up character.
if we had the choice between a black president and a white woman president to elect, who do you think most women would elect? The woman or the man?
The man. They did it to Obama. Obama.
No, now.
Obama was elected. Obama went against Hillary.
No,
and
black
they won.
woman. No, I said a black woman. I'm sorry, misunderstanding.
A black woman and a black man. It depends on the
man. Who?
It depends on the woman and the man. Ali.
Depends. Fatty, you gonna hit me with
No.
Ali.
Ali.
You gonna hit me with a
Whoa, Ali. One second. Ali. Let's assume that Kamala is black. If you put Obama, Michelle Obama, she's probably going to do some damage. If you put Kamala Harris, she's not going to do no damage. It depends.
All I'm gonna say this, Fatty, because I think Fatty, we over here, Netflix, Hulu. I'm gonna hit you with the over here too. Netflix, Hulu, Disney. All these movies are starting to be female-led characters, and anybody who's watching movie and streaming services,
Captain Marvel was a man. Captain Marvel was a man in the comic books.
Exactly.
No, she was. And Carol Danvers. I was a comic book
not
nerd.
only that,
Carol Danvers was a woman.
when you watch the movies like the Tyler Perry movie, the movie I watched the other day, I don't even know what the new series, The Paradise. Are y'all watching Paradise?
No.
Yep.
The little black girl got all the black women, the woman with the army woman, she got to fall in love with a white guy. They focus on her love interest being a white guy. The new Paradise show, the black girl likes a little white boy. They're making it LGBT, woman led, and then the black woman got to like the white guy. They don't put they it's hard to find even black men being leads because it's not being promoted. They don't want to see that.
And
if he's a black male that's lead, he has to have feminine characteristics. He can't just be a man. It's too militant. He's too aggressive. It's fear mongering. Like they don't want to see a man, and you know that, Fatty. If you watching these films, it's hard to find a man.
Look, I'm glad you brought
Killmonger.
It was hard to watch it because they started pushing it.
Killmonger, come on, man.
On the last
Power Book. I watched Power Book.
LGBT crazy.
The gay guy got more gay sex scenes than the straight. I count one episode. The gay guy had more sex scenes than the straight.
Who's the gay guy?
Their brother on the new Power Book series.
Well, Tariq got more sex than anybody in that show. So what are you talking about?
Lala Anthony was getting back shots. Tasha was getting back shots. How many back shots did you saw in that series from a man to a woman? You see what I'm talking about? That's crazy. Hey,
I'm not saying the other characters.
Hey, one second. Hey, this was Ghost and Angela on the 7 episodes.
What?
Hey, hold on.
Hey,
Patty, do you realize that the son deleted the father? How many shows do you see a black son delete?
All the shows.
All the shows. All the shows. We always killing it. We always killing the father.
All the shows.
All of them.
Wait, 1 second. One second.
They sure did kill off T'Challa.
One second. So you think power is pushing black kids killing their fathers?
It's a Fatty.
Ali, come on, Ali. You can't
Cain went against his son.
You think it's pushing?
Ghost went against his son. It's pushing that. It's pushing dysfunction in our family.
Tell me, no.
Hold on, real quick. He said
it was a love story. He's pushing love.
I'm gonna do you like
interracial love.
I'm gonna get you like those.
Fatty.
Watch it. Fatty trolling. Hey, Fatty, tell me the positive. Tell me the positive show and movie with an actually dark-skinned man and a dark-skinned woman that's in it. Give me all the movies and shows.
Lion King, Simba, and Nala.
Fatty trolling now.
No. Okay, so let's do this. Love and Basketball.
The
How long ago
photograph.
was that movie?
But that was long ago.
He's
Okay. 1 second, because you guys, I'm not black with the B.
He went to Lion King.
I'm just with. I need to think about it, right? But there's the thing. So you want the movie where there's two
positive role models, a man
black
that's a positive,
people,
a Cosby Show, Family Matters, Prince Prince.
Yeah, but that's not
Fatty. Tell me a commercial where you see a couple that is the same race. A white person and a white person and a black person and a black person. Even the commercial last time I see.
Wait.
It's always interracial couples.
Yeah. Look at Fatty, look at Little Mermaid. No. Look at Little Mermaid.
In 15 years.
Look at Wick. When you put a black lead in the movie, everybody got to be diversity. There's black. Somehow white and black people are dating all up in Little Mermaid.
And that's good, right? It's good.
No, it's not good. It's unreal. It's unrealistic. And then you don't let black
mermaids don't exist.
Fatty, you don't let black.
They are literally unrealistic by
whoever they want.
You don't allow stories with all black casts. If you do it, it's racist. But you got all white cast movies. You got all Arab cast, Indian cast. You can cast them. It's not racist. Soon as you make it all, hey, they didn't put no white people in that movie. There's authors that talk about when like Toni Morrison when she would write books. White people, hey, why don't you put white people in your stories? No, but y'all don't put us in none of your stories, and if we're in your stories, we die. So,
but that's the point. No, you're talking about scary movies right now. Okay, one second.
I
can give you the scary movies.
Hold on, one more. Hey,
no, I got you. Hey, Ali, I got you. Ali, I got you. On the scary movies, the black person dies first. I will give you that. You got this one. This guy, you got this one. The scary movie, the black person dies always.
Other than Black
Panther.
Hold on, real quick, Damien. Other than Black Panther or a slave movie, name me the movie that had an all black cast and Black Panther still had white people in it. What black movie had all black? Hold on, Damien. I'm asking. Okay. Name me the movie that had an all black cast.
And doesn't realistic because they're only 30% of the population.
Nah, that's not.
No, it's true. No. Okay. So Ali, hey Ali, let's do this. Ali, hey Ali, give me a show where there's only gay people on it.
Oh, Pose.
Only gay
people. Noah's Ark.
Yeah, Pose.
Wait. Now you're talking. This shit is. Hey Kelly, that shit is not even on Netflix. It needs to be on Netflix. Hey, no. We are going to make a deal.
Showtime, yes.
Hey, we are going to make a deal for the family. Okay.
They made Goosebumps gay. Goosebumps on Netflix. Hulu. They made Goosebumps.
Hey Kelly,
well, y'all may not have Goosebumps.
We are going to establish a rule. We don't talk about movies from Tubi. Okay, those don't count.
No, I said Hulu.
It's almost the same shit. Who watches Hulu?
Or else,
what about
it has to be on Amazon Prime or up.
Goosebumps.
It has to be Amazon Prime or up. We can be doing Hulu.
Was a very popular book series back in the 80s. Every R.L. Stein, it's huge. They made a television show adaptation on Hulu, which is a very that's Disney owns Hulu. I don't know how you think it's bootleg.
I got you, Kelly. Don't even worry about it. So
they made Goosebumps. They everything. It's like
isn't that the series that used to be on TV like a couple of decades ago?
I think your country is different. Seriously.
No, but Goosebumps was the series that would be like have weird shit like 20 years ago for
it was
kids.
like a scary. Yes, it's
scary with the green slime and shit. I watched it.
They made the Babysitters Club gay, GAY. I put on Netflix because I used to watch the Babysitters, the movie and the book back then. I'm thinking, this is gonna be cute. They literally had a 7-year-old kid on there that was the T person. I had to cut the show off.
I mean,
and they purposely,
Kelly, we've been.
What was that?
We've been talking about Bert and Ernie. Like, I'll take y'all all the way back because I'm really old.
Yes.
It's discussions about Bert and Ernie.
Yes.
Cohabitating, and I'm gonna land my plane with this. Ilhan Ali, the only all-black movie was Boomerang, and Eddie Murphy said they had a problem getting it green lighted because they said that no one would believe that this office was led by a white person.
I remember the interview. Mr. said that's fire. I remember that interview.
But the reason, hold on. Just to go to what Fatty was saying, it was like in your general life. How many, with you out in the world doing all the things you do, how many white people do you integrate with or you interact with on a professional level? I haven't seen a business that's all black. I just haven't. There's some white people working there somewhere, even if the owner, boss, CEO, whatever, there's white people walking around doing this stuff for something. So it'd be very difficult to have a realistic depiction of business in America and say, okay, we're going to exclude all the white people. You can have that. Unfortunately, you can have that where there's no black people because there are businesses. I've walked into business and I've been like, ain't no black people in here. But it's very unrealistic if you're trying to create a realistic image of American business to say there's going to be all black people in this thing. Nowhere white person exists.
Tell him, Damien. How many white vampires do you know? How many white
That's
women?
a fictional character.
Hey, a vampire technically is not white.
Blackula.
Can't do that.
I'm going to tell you right
Damn,
now,
Blake.
you will not find a black television show right now that is has a nuclear family or every black show right now. Harlem,
Empire, Lucius Lyon and his sons.
What?
The
Hey,
gods
gay
of
as
Egypt.
hell.
The gods of Egypt. All white. And then the guy with the guys.
Lucius Lyons and his wife, Cookie.
That show
Oh,
has.
no, you know what? You know what? Actually, let me actually say, I'm actually going to concede because now I said Empire. One son was gay and another was mentally ill. Hey. I'm a grown man. I can't admit when I'm wrong.
That was 10
That's
years
not
ago.
a good example.
You are not going to find, and they have black television shows, but it's going to be gay. Like I said,
Kelly.
Harlem, The Riches on because I watch a lot of TV on Amazon Prime. You've seen that. That's a gay character right now. Alex Cross on Amazon TV, very popular show. The main plot, a gay guy died. Every single thing that's black, it's going to have some. Is a main theme is going to be gay. It's not going to be a side character. It's not going to be a side character. It's going to be a main character.
Hey, Kelly and Ali, can y'all give me a gay vampire?
All of the Twilight, all of the Twilight series.
That's out.
They are gay.
Vampires is not even.
They bite men, so they gotta be gay.
They are emotional.
Vampire Academy. Vampire Academy.
They're emos.
Vampire Academy.
Interviewing a vampire. They're supposed to have a
I will not accept this.
interview with a vampire.
Yeah.
I will not accept this. They were not gay. They
Interview with
just
a
they were in their
That was a
feelings.
great example. They made that gay.
They made Brad Pitt and Tom.
How did they? Wait.
No.
They
I want to accept it.
Hey, the author of the book who wrote it that the characters were gay.
So let me 1 second. So let me see if I get this right. A story where it's literally the base of the story is literally 7 books about a wolf and a vampire trying to get a regular plain Jane, which is a woman, is gay now? How is that possible?
I'm not talking about. He's talking about Interview with the Vampire.
And hold on.
Yeah, Twilight.
No characters.
Hey, Fatty, you know what's funny
You
about
can make them
saying
whatever
that?
you want.
And I know you're trolling too. You know what's funny about you saying that? That
No, I'm
dude
not.
doesn't exhibit what men would see as masculine. On the main character of that, glowing and stuff, his hair all like this and stuff.
But he was a killer
Because those books were written for women, for young females.
See, Damien is right.
But Damien, I'm saying
Damien is right.
Masculine. He didn't.
They're not meant for a certain specific set of consumers.
Thank you, Damien. So you're making a point. Thank you.
No. So let me ask you something to y'all, right? Because this is the thing. Damien actually had the great.
Does Tyreek demonstrate masculinity? Does he?
No,
really like?
What about all the other kids?
Ghost. You know why people like Ghost? I don't even know why they took.
Because he's gay.
Because he seemed like he a man. That's why people like Ghost. All the brothers supported. Like he might have been doing what he doing in that show, but when he turned up, it was like, man, that's a man.
Is that masculinity? For example, let me ask you this, right? For example, a character like Tommy, right?
Yes.
Is that masculine? Is that a masculine character?
So Fatty, you're gonna.
Don't stutter just because the boy's white.
Fatty, here you go, Fatty.
You better give me the answer. He's a white man.
Yes, yeah, he's a man. That's masculine.
So is he masculine?
Yes.
Motherfucker was emotional as fuck. No,
that's part of masculinity. Fatty, you ain't gonna. Hey, Fatty,
so now being emotional is masculine. That's crazy.
Hey, emotional and masculine.
Hey, Damien, you got this, Damien. I can talk about it.
He had 4 emotions.
They was men like those Tommy and Ghost.
He was the most
those brothers.
His emotions were the most out of control.
Let's be genuine. They was.
Tommy had 4 emotions. He had 4.
It was.
Mr. Lee said you are right.
Neither none of them.
No. Hey, Ali. Actually, let me not troll, right? Let's have a conversation. Let me not troll. I was trolling a little bit.
Let me ask.
But let's have a conversation, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
The things that we say women like about this dangerous guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or whether he's positive or negative, it's the aspect of what makes the man by his capability of being dangerous, his ability to take control and have dominance. If he misuses it, it's toxic masculinity. But the part that men see is that this man can control his dominance. He can control when he's aggressive. He can regulate his emotions. But when it's time to be a man and when it's time to be aggressive, he takes control. He can protect. That's all I'm saying. So no.
But
What I'm
no.
saying is
I will accept that.
Tommy and Ghost was selling drugs. They was deleting people. They were misusing their masculinity.
Oh, they're promoting that.
No, but if they used it for positivity, people would say that they're men. They just
and friends, we are not going to be messy anymore. We are going to go corporate. They say it is a big rich
all the real
town.
niggas locked up.
You know what happened, Ali? Ali, they did have a show like that. It was called The Wonder Years. You remember that they redid The Wonder Years with a black hat? They canceled that show. They canceled it after like one season.
Think about
it. Watch that shit.
Asked a question about a gay vampire.
That's why women don't like.
They wouldn't. They didn't
the
watch
gay vampire. Where is
it.
he?
Programming.
Hey, Kelly,
That would be Lafayette on True Blood again, Fatty. You just not.
You. Hey, Mister, he said you using ChatGPT. That doesn't count. You use ChatGPT. That doesn't count.
It's your talking point, Fatty.
This man got ChatGPT to he wrote on ChatGPT. Can you give me an example of a gay vampire? And then he
He's never a vampire though.
I am not lying to you, Fatty. We
I will believe in you. But there's the thing, right? And again, talking a little bit more seriously. Tommy and Ghost are extremely feminine, in my opinion.
Oh my God.
Let me explain to you why, right? We assume that a lot of times logic is masculine and emotional is feminine. Tommy, because of his emotions, didn't want to get out of the game, even though they already made it, it was already over. He actually is one of the biggest problems of the series. When Ghost tried to go corporate, motherfucker tried to drag Ghost right back to the streets because he was on his feelings. Ghost had everything, all the logic, every single thing. He could go and fuck Angela and go right back to his house. What he decided to do, literally jeopardize anything and everything on his empire because he was literally in love with a DEA officer that could literally bring his family and everything that he built down. To me, these are emotional, man. No, I'm sorry.
Are you still trolling, Fatty?
No. Ali, I'm not sure. Ali, 1 second. Ali, 1 second. What, Ali? We have to talk with each other. No, I'm not. I'm actually not. A masculine man, for the most part, takes the most difficult route, the route that actually is logic and the route that is going to solve problems, not the route that creates problems. If these characters were women, we will be saying, look at these bitches, always on their feelings, ruining their family to go with the. We would. And if these were street guys that were not kingpins, we would say, look at these the dope boys that are on the street killing each other because somebody stepped on their shoes and all of that shit. Hey, so Fatty, how does he become masculine just because they look like men?
You believe, Fatty, you're bringing in more morality right now, and that's something you're saying that doesn't
not morality, masculinity and femininity.
No, let me finish. You're attributing them being masculine to what they're doing and how they're conducting themselves. But me and you both believe that a man that does whatever he wants to do, whether it's positive, negative, that's a man.
Based on logic, not on feelings.
Let me finish.
Yes, depends on your intention.
Hey, Fatty, me and you. Hey, Fatty. If a man wants to burn this whole place to the ground, he's still being a man. If he wants to be productive, if he want to be community based, if he want to love everybody, he's still being a man. If we are attributing the qualities of a man that we want to about morality, we go, hey man, this man should take care of the community. This man should respect his woman, his children. But a man can do whatever he wants to do. So we should see that as a privilege when a man is taking care of the community, when he's loving, he's take care of the kids, because he don't have to. That's why when women are doing what they want to do and leading themselves, they'll say they strong and independent. They the prize. They're the queen bees. They're goddesses. They're all these things because they're doing what they want to do. A man can do what he wants to do. It's a privilege if you get access to his protection and his provision.
I don't agree with that.
If we're talking about morality and what's a man-made construct, they're not being men.
I'm not talking about morality.
I can't agree with that.
I'm about to give it to you. I know, Fad, that's okay. But if we're talking about a man being a man and his ability to demonstrate his manhood, a man could be destructive, or a man can be or a man can build. He either builds or destroys, but he's still a man.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with a man who doesn't have control over his emotions, and a person who does whatever he wants is a man. Like a man who's succumbing to his basic animal nature, that's not a man. Children do that. So that's why I'm saying my kid, if he doesn't want to go to bed and he's defiant and hold on, let me finish. He's not being manly. He's being a child. He's being somebody who has no control over their emotions. I think men are people who have control of best. I believe mainly there's three tenets of masculinity that I live by, and I agree that I teach to my children. You need to be disciplined, you need to be accountable, and you need to be resilient. It's like a man who is disciplined enough not to burn things down when he gets mad is a male who is disciplined is a man. A man who's accountable for the things that he does and recognizes, and a man who is resilient to where he can look at adversity and find his way out of it and work his way through it. Those are tenets of masculinity. A man who does whatever he does. He's not a man. A man who burns down and because he's mad, that is not a manly action. That is a base nature.
Manly action. That's
what's that is. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm almost done. Like basically what it is. Basically, I'm saying that's what's the difference between men, males, and boys. Men know they consider things and they do things with intention and with forethought. Boys are reactionary. They go off what's going to make them feel good, and results and consequences may be damned. Children are not held accountable and get a pass when they do those things. So, like I said, I want my sons, it's going to do me one way. They know I'm very disciplined. I don't sit there and do crazy things. I don't wild out or whatever. So, because at some point when I die, they're going to put me in the ground and they're going to say there's a man in that home because he was disciplined, he was resilient, and he was accountable. And all that has nothing to do with just the fact that I have a dick.
So how did HITLER ethical man, but throughout for eons, men have burned the MFR down to the ground, and that's how they conquered that. That's
based on vanity.
You are missing it.
That was vanity. That was childish.
One second. You are missing it.
A man.
Let me intervene because I think you are missing it, right? And this is where I think intention actually works. To me, this is the definition of the man. I am feeling something. I will control my emotions. And if I still want to burn shit down, I'm going to do it because that's what I want to do. It's not because it's not because my emotions took over me and now I'm burning shit like Joker. It's because I had those feelings. I control myself and I suppress my feelings. I woke up on the next day and I said, you know what? I still want to burn that shit. Because it's something that I either need to do or something that I actually want to do using my brain and not losing my feelings. When men are burning and doing whatever the fuck they want based on emotions, this is, in my opinion, when you become feminine. A man that does whatever the fuck he wants, in my opinion, is a man that is saying, "Oh,
why do you think it's based on?"
Kelly's talking shit about. 1 second. Kelly's talking shit about me. I'm going to restrain myself and I'm going to control my emotions. And if she's still talking shit, I'll drop kick the shit out of her. I think that's what the masculine man is, a man that based shit on logic and not on feelings. Oh,
then how is a gay? So how's a gay man not feminine?
Because feminine is behavior, is not you putting the dick on your mouth.
How is that not feminine? How is me being destructive, not a man, but me sleeping with a man, not feminine?
Wait, how is
one second, because Reddy wants to jump to. Let me just understand. Let me understand what you're saying. So sleeping with the man, didn't you say that you can be sleeping with the man and still be masculine?
I'm going off your point, Fatty, not mine.
Yes, what?
You're actually going away from your point because we have this discussion about morality all the time. That's man-made. A man has the capability to be destructive, build, create. Same thing as a woman. A woman can be destructive and build as well too.
We talk about it, but if
you're gonna use morality, Fatty, or you're gonna use self-control,
yes,
that's using a sense of what we're bringing our own principles of morality in it. We're not using actual nature. So if we're going to use that, then the man putting his stuff in another man or doing things with a man, he's feminine too. If what you're saying is feminine, then the gay man is feminine.
But there's the thing. What if you are Omar from The Wire?
No.
That's the most masculine person on that series. No, Fatty, and he's gay. That's true. The Omar from The Wire.
No, Fatty. What you just discussed was self-control. You were discussing, and you may have certain feelings.
There's masculine.
Let me finish. You have self-control, right? So if a man has certain type of feelings and he has to demonstrate self-control, hey, I may have these feelings to want to do these things, but I'm gonna have self-control. Even if I feel like I want to do something with a man, I'm gonna implement order. I'm going to control myself, and I'm going to operate with a woman. I'm going to have children, right? We're going to operate in order. If you're going to say that's feminine, then the gay man has to be feminine, Fatty.
No, I'm sorry, Ali. I'm
That-
sorry.
No.
No. Let me ask, because you are assuming that is wrong.
No.
Your premise
Fatty,
is all fucked up.
was HITLER? Was
No,
he
no,
a
no,
man?
no.
No. Oh, Fatty.
Yo,
Was
Fatty, let me
HITLER?
interject real quick,
Go ahead,
Ali, before you go. In the wire, you just alluded to Omar. When they were looking for him, they weren't in admiration looking toward him. They said, we're gonna kill that gay MFer. We're gonna kill that D-sucking MFer. So they were still
they scared of him?
degrading him.
Were you scared of him every time he came around?
No, they weren't
So
scared of
people
him.
would scared of
He
Omar
was
when he
more
came around.
opportunistic than them.
So
I wouldn't say that.
They were
Ali,
scared. He said they
wouldn't
were
say
scared. They were scared of
Okay,
him. But they weren't scared that he was GAY. They were scared about the man in him. It's when he went man, when he went on man code, when he became a man. Like, hey, yo, you can say he GAY all you want to, but when
Ali,
you come around this, he has the ability to operate as a man.
Ali, but that's the point, right?
I agree with that.
Like,
I
and
agree with
Sexy
that.
Red, Jesus Christ, I call it Sexy Red. It's because of that name, the Petty Red, that I don't say
Hey,
Petty Red.
Lord Jesus.
Red lipstick that you come here with the stripper name, then there's a problem. There's no more problem. The Petty Red, right?
Hey,
But like,
if I got beat up by a GAY man in front of my woman or women, right? Who would they call a man?
They're gonna call a gay guy.
If I got beat that me
They're
and this
gonna
gay
call the
dude
gay
got
guy.
into it, and he stopped me out. Who
Yeah,
they gonna
you're
call
just
the man?
somebody that got stumped out.
No, who they gonna call the man, Fatty? Who they
The
gonna
gay
call
guy.
The gay guy.
The gay guy.
The gay guy.
Come on, Fatty. Come on, you Fatty. If you
No,
do
no,
that, you know you
Hey,
not
you
that.
stop.
I'm confused on the example. The example is this man came around and he beat you up. What are they going to call him?
I said, man, you gay mother, and then he just boom. Who they gonna look at as the man? Me or him?
Him, because he kicked your ass. That's the point.
It. So that's what
He's masculine. That's the point. Because he kicked your. Hey,
I made the point. No, Fatty.
Ali,
No, Fatty. Hold on, Fatty. I made the point. If I'm walking around just burning this mug, everything to the ground, and people are fearful of me, and I'm respected because they fear me, it's my capability as a man that they're afraid of. They don't care about the so-called heterosexual side, the gay side. That's a man. If a woman comes around trying to do the same thing I'm doing, they're not gonna be like, oh, I'm scared of this masculine woman. I'm scared of a woman acting masculine. They're scared of a man. If this GAY man ever operates as a man, they're fearful of that man. And that's why I told you these propagandas, these agendas that they pushing, they're in fear of a man actually being a man and bringing people together and empowering people. That they're afraid of a man being sparked up and going, hey, man, this man started a revolution. This man got women and men on board. This man got united all different colors of people. Fred Hampton, they got to take any man and woman who sparks actual truth or the union of man and woman in order, they're going to take out.
They're going to take them out.
Yeah.
But there's the point, and Red, you got it. Listen to this, right? And Ali, we're just trying to see if we're consistent with our train of thought. Kind of, because I kind of know where you are and you kind of know where I am, right? I believe
you
that
you made this.
No, I believe that intention and control of your emotions will actually dictate if you are on your feminine more side or on your masculine side. If you're moving based on emotions, you're more on your feminine. If you're amazing, like even if you're doing the same things and you are based more. Okay, so that's the thing. You don't believe that. Let me ask you something.
Okay, me and you had that discussion before.
No, and we don't agree. Let me ask you something. Is Dennis, like you said, the man that decides to do whatever the fuck he wants to do is the masculine man. So that's fair.
Yeah, a man is a man. Fatty, I don't believe in men having masculine and feminine energy. Neither do I believe in women. Okay, a man is fair. A man and a woman is a woman, and you misuse that they can weaponize their masculinity or they weaponize their femininity.
But do you still believe in that? Do you still believe that the man that does whatever the fuck he wants to do because he felt like it, that he's going to do? That's
the man who doesn't do it. He's still a man.
Oh, so that's so. I don't attribute
what there's a good man, there's a bad man. There's a destructive man, there's a builder man. There's a good woman, there's a bad woman. There's a destructive woman, there's a creative woman. We keep trying to attribute. You know what's funny? We only call the other person the opposite sex is
But
when
you
we're
call
trying
the
to
man gay.
No, let me
You call the man gay is feminine. That goes against what you say now.
No, I didn't say no. You said he was. You said I said you have to say he's feminine if you're
I
saying
said the
the
gay
other
man
guy,
can be masculine and feminine.
right? But you said the guy who can't regulate his emotions is feminine.
Yes, he's
So
on the
so
feminine
if you do
spectrum.
that, then the gay guy has to be feminine too. You use something that you use
Because he's not doing it because he's of his emotions. He's doing that because there's the chemistry on his brain that makes
you
him
can't
attracted to people.
you gotta prove
That's
that.
not emotions. Physical attraction is not emotions.
You have to, if they prove that there's not a gay gene, you have to prove that somebody, if when someone you, hey man, when you know you was gay when I was 9, was it their whole life? You have to prove that it's not genetic because it has to go all the way across the spectrum. What gay gene makes you act like a woman?
We already talked about.
So what you have to prove that, Fatty, that's a negative.
No, but I don't have to
prove a negative. You taught me that.
I don't have to prove. Yeah, because you can prove a negative. Then
you can't prove a negative. So we can't.
So there's the point. I can prove a negative. So why you ask me to prove it when I can prove a negative? That's
No. I use what you said. If someone can't regulate their emotions, they're feminine.
So
you have to prove that someone doesn't. You have to prove that a person.
Let me ask y'all both a question. Real quick. I'm gonna jump in real
and that's what I said. Is about intent. Is about intention. Are you doing that because you let your emotions control you, or are you doing it because?
Can you prove that? Can you
intention?
Prove that no, Fatty. Can you prove that a man is attracted to a man because it's biological? Can you prove that?
Yes.
No. How?
Okay.
You can't.
Let me actually tell you how I prove it. I will put a male stripper in front of you. If you get hard, you like men. If you don't get hard, there's nothing you can think about it that makes you get hard. I'll literally prove it right now.
So Fatty, in mental health, if a child was touched at a certain age by somebody they were attracted to and like, that mechanism can be attributed.
And they changed their chemistry on their brain.
It changed, Fatty.
And this is what we're talking about. This chemistry.
No, they weren't born that, Fatty. They weren't born that.
Your brain first and certain things. When you experience trauma, it's going to change the chemistry of your brain.
Okay, so let me ask you this. A white man.
I got you, Mr. He said. Give it just 1 second.
A black man that only likes white women. Was he born that way?
A man that only what?
A black man that only likes white women. Was he born that way?
No, it's conditioning.
That's what I'm saying. It's conditioning.
No, but there's no. But a woman is a woman. No. 1 second.
No.
Even that. Let me finish. Even that white man. Even that man that only likes white woman, if you put enough black woman in front of him, he's going to come to a point where he's going to be aroused.
Fatty, look what you do, Fatty. You're doing something you have to prove that, Fatty, that will happen. And not only that,
what?
Let's do this. Let's say I concede to yours, right? Let's say I take yours, right? Are there gay people that go back to being heterosexual, or heterosexual to people that become gay?
Yes.
That's how can you prove it?
No, Ali, we talk about this is nurture versus nature. Some people come from factory settings like that, and some people actually indulge in today because it's learned behavior.
We can only prove the nurture. We can't prove the nature. You can't prove it.
So you can't prove the nature.
You can't prove if someone was born.
So let me ask you. Okay, that's fair. No, that's fair. No, 1 second. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Ali, 1 second.
Okay.
Ali, why did you like woman? Because somebody taught you, or because your brain was like that since you were born?
Say that one more time.
How did you started liking woman? Because somebody taught you liking woman, or because you were born like that and your brain was go ahead.
So I don't believe in heterosexuality and homosexuality. I believe in what you already procreated to be. You already procreated that way. We were supposed to be man and woman supposed to come together. Whether it's taught or not, we're going to come together. You have to actually see certain things and be associated with certain things. And stuff have to happen. I was in mental health for 15 years.
Can you answer the question?
What's that?
Can you answer the question? You was taught, you learned to like woman, or you came liking woman from the womb?
So you're gonna say I can't prove it. I believe you're born that way. You're born straight. Everybody's born straight.
So if you can, if you are born straight, why can you be born gay?
Because it's proven that most people come together. 8%. Oh, let me finish. 8% of the population demonstrates LGBT behavior. But if you take that away, the man's anatomy and the woman's anatomy is made for each other. So I can prove that that's made. The only way all of us came through here is man and woman. It's nature. It's our nature to come together and make children. You came with the man and woman. Fatty. I don't have to prove that.
No. Prove it that you did. No. Prove it that you didn't learn to like woman. Prove that you got that since you got like put on this earth. Prove it. You can
prove that man and woman are made for each other, and it's natural to be. I don't believe in heterosexuality or homosexuality.
No, it's normal.
It's no. I believe that's no.
We had this conversation about it.
I know
if you can see the nature is natural. If there's 99% of animals fucking the female and the male, and you can see 1% of animals fucking each other, and that's natural because it's in nature.
But we had the discussion that what's not nature can be normalized. A black man just wanting to be with white women. That's normal. It's not natural.
The normative behavior is heterosexual couples.
Right.
Then being gay is natural because if you go in nature, no, 1 second, please, 1 second.
Okay.
99.9% of animals, you observe them and they have some level of homosexual behavior. 99% of 1 second, 99% of all species, were they taught or is how they come to this world?
What?
Were they taught to being gay, or they kind of like when male dogs are humping male dogs, when male elephants start this is actually observed in the nature. 99% of all animals, if you actually observe it enough, there's some.
So you're comparing animals to us, right? And
because we're animals, yes.
No, we're not like those. So Fatty, my dog will hump. The dog will hump. His nature is the one to hump. He'll hump a male dog or a female dog, but he's not humping him because he's gay.
So who taught him?
No, he's humping because he's a dog.
No, who taught him?
Who taught him? It's not the same, Fatty.
No, he's the same. We're animals.
Fatty, he's not humping because he's gay.
No, we are animals. We
Fatty, animals. Okay, so Fatty, hold on. Animals eat their own cubs. Animals eat their own poop. Should we?
Yes.
Is that
who taught him? They did. Nobody taught them. They do it because there's chemical. Like this is how they are.
No, but you see how you conflict. So do we eat our own poop, and should we eat our own cubs?
No, that's not the point.
That is
no, that's not the point.
Fatty, you're conflating a human characteristic with animals that's benefiting the conversation.
Ali,
but when I'm using mine,
I
then you
kind of agree with both of y'all. I think we all animals, like Fatty said, a lot of primal animals will engage with, each other. Men, we will engage with fat girls, skinny girls, ugly girls, pretty girls, and women will engage with men and bananas and eggplants and roses and the corner of the couch and pillows. What? So again, I hear both of y'all. We are animals and we all succumb to the urge, but I think like Ali is saying, us as humans, we have minds, we kind of higher vibrational.
Right.
I'm gonna get back to the masculinity part of it. So Tommy, in my opinion, kind of colors with 4 crayons out the crayon box. Mad, I'm about to get my gun, let's fight, and I'm about to shoot you. Ghost operates with all 64 colors out the crayon box. Which one is more masculine? The man that operates with only 4 crayons out the 64 crayon box, or the man that operates with all 64 crayons?
I don't know how to answer that because I will say it depends. I don't want to pull a ghosty. It depends on the 4 crayons, but that's a difficult question. I'm going to refrain
depends,
myself.
Fatty.
No, I'm saying I'm going to refrain myself because I think he wants to get somewhere, and I don't want to anticipate. Just say it because I said it. You see what I'm saying? I don't know which one is the more masculine because they usually say that women are in touch with all their emotions. Men are kind of more black and white. Is the anger? I'm happy. Like I said, I'm saying is more easy to kind of understand which one of them. What Mr. said, which one do you think they are? Like which one do you think is more masculine?
In my opinion, it's the 64 crayons. Again, we all can go into I'm mad and I'm about to go to the trunk and get my gun, but it takes a little bit more to kind of survey the canvas, kind of see what's going on, what's required, read the room, however you want to word it. But I just think Tommy kind of operates, he is very masculine, but I think he operates on a limited playing field. And I think that, we as men kind of got to broaden that spectrum to kind of lend to the conversation that we've been having all night. We're kind of like sex, silence, and whatever the other one is. But I think we need to operate a little bit more than that, so we can say,
but
you
what
know,
if
drizzle,
so
bitch, you got to bring more
so
to the table, or you got to go.
so like Fatty
Mhm.
said,
Go
like
ahead.
depends. What if he sees the reality of what the world is? Like if they're straight black people.